Amanda, thank you very much. If you did not know, today is the 50th anniversary of the UT Tower shooting, and we continue our coverage this morning talking with a man who was there, who witnessed the shooting, Jerry Buttery. Good morning. Thank you so much for being with us. We appreciate it.
I'm glad to be here. Thank you.
So let's go back to that day then. What were you doing on campus? What brought you there?
I was a graduate student in Latin American history, studying in the Latin American collection in the main building.
So then take me through then what happened. When did you realize something was going on? Where were you? How did you notice
I
it?
was at a table in the corridor, and there was some popping noises going on. We paid no attention to it all, and then somebody burst from the stairwell that went all the way up the tower. This was the base of the stairwell, and screamed, "There's a madman in the tower shooting people."
And what did you see then after that?
Well, I looked out a window toward the north and saw some people running, and I believe I saw a woman get hit over by Hogg Auditorium. And then we went back into the stacks to get out of the way, and after what seemed like quite a long time, some police showed up and told us all to move down to the first floor. We were taken down to the first floor and put in the bursar's office, and there in back of the cage, we were a few dozen people until somebody decided we couldn't be where the cash was being distributed and moved us back out toward the corridor where, in fact, had the gunman gone by, he would have seen us. That angered me, to be frank. We then saw that they were bringing down the bodies from the tower, and many students, once the shooting was over, came and crowded around the exit of the main building as the bodies were trundled out and put in the ambulances and hearses.
Based on your memory, how long did it take from when you first heard the shots fired to when it was finally over?
Oh, it took quite a long time. I mean, well over an hour.
Yeah.
The
Probably
fact is,
seemed like more too.
oh, yeah, of course it did. But the first shots that we heard we didn't know what they were. We paid no attention to them initially.
I mean, fortunately, me and nobody else in here, I don't think, has ever experienced anything like this. I would imagine it takes a moment for your brain to process what it is you're even seeing, because it's just so far out of the realm of possibility.
It was a spooky and traumatic moment. Then once we were herded down and had to hang around and not knowing what was going on, that was unsettling also.
You mentioned it. You mentioned it being traumatic. I can't imagine this is something that leaves your psyche or your memory very easily. How often do you think about it, or do images flash into your head from it?
Initially, I thought I would never look at the tower again,
Yeah.
without thinking about it intimately. After a while, that wasn't the case, and we left the campus a few months later. We were gone for 5 years. Came back, and I worked at St. Edward's University. I was on the campus a lot, but by that time things had changed a lot. Those were very violent years, the late 60s.
Yeah.
And by then people were designing buildings on the UT campus so that student riots would not result in lots of broken glass, and sidewalks were designed in order to control students who were demonstrating against the war. Things changed a whole lot in a short period of time.
Well, Jerry Buttery, thank you so much for offering your perspective. It certainly is something that not many people, fortunately, were there to see, and we thank you for sharing your time with us.
Happy to do it.